Hi there, my name's the True Nev, I'm the only me there is, and welcome back to 7 Billion Humans. Now, as I was booting up the game, and over the past few days actually, I've been mulling it over and I realized this game, much like the first one, does not lend itself to good commentary or to a good Let's Play value in general. Because it's a game where the person recording has to mostly shut up and think for about 2 or 3 hours, and you don't see it because, you know, it's edited out, but it's more thinking than anything. And I realized that the one mistake a lot of people made with the first game is that they probably either did or didn't know much about programming, and they just tried to play the game. I even realized in the previous 2 videos I made, so for this one I decided, you know what, instead of trying to make the content more fun or dynamic, let's just make it a simple playthrough style of game with a little bit of commentary here and there, just so people can enjoy the game, its cutscenes, and, well, the actual programs. I studied a bit of programming, just a bit, so I'm no expert, but, you know, as far as the game goes, I know what I'm doing. And the basic, and what I plan to do with this series starting now is, you know, instead of presenting the program and then sort of showing the trial and error process, I'm simply going to present the actual problem and then present the solution and how to solve it using the basic terminology for programming here, because at the end of the day, programming is just a simple set of instructions. If you can get that going, then it's pretty basic. And as far as the game goes, there's really no coding involved, so plus for that. Anyway, that's enough about me rambling and whatnot. Let's go into content creators. Oh, very upbeat music I see. New track too. Where do you think all this data comes from? Data doesn't just create itself, you know. As much fun as some people think shredding is. If all we do is shred, we'll eventually run out of data. True. So I think you're ready. Are you ready? You got printers. Oh my word. Okay. Let's all practice printing something. Okay. And all I can do is pick up. Right. By now, even though I didn't really explain it in the first 2 episodes, or if you haven't seen the previous game, then I don't know, you probably wouldn't want a rundown of how things work, but we're starting fresh, so it's simple. You control people, you tell them what to do. In this case, all I can do is tell them to pick up things, as indicated by this green square here. Content creators, you got printers. They will print out a random data cube each time you use them. Everyone, go try out the new printers. Okay, this seems more like a tutorial level. So, it's as basic as pick up. Oh, and the square below them, obviously. Because not the one they're on, because the one they're on, there's nothing. Let's test it out. I don't know if that's how you use printers, but okay. Did everyone like their new printers? Guys? Whoops. Management appears to have made a mistake. So let's all consider this a success and just move on. Good job, everyone! Tutorial level for printers. You really cannot mess it up. What? Target 3 seconds, I did it in 2. There's no other way to do it, is there? Alright. Can you wait, before we continue? Well, as you saw, that was all it was, really. There's nothing to explain there. But before we continue, let me just check one thing. Okay, never mind. I thought maybe we could play the program, I mean, run it without having to have commands, but it doesn't make sense. Okay. Moving on. That was easy. Cool. Next, uniquely disposed. Okay, this is an optional challenge, as the ones on the left usually are. And this looks tricky, it already looks complicated. There comes a moment in a person's life when progress marches so fast, faster than you can keep up with it. It can be scary, but also beautiful. I'm sorry, this is so unlike me. I got a little choked up this morning when we got a new shipment of disposable shredders. No more wasteful shredder double dipping. Yes, the brand new shredders in this room can only be used once. Oh dear. There are enough people for enough shredders, I guess. Okay. They will violently explode if you try to use them more than once. I know this is a special day, but let's try and focus on our work. Okay. Let's see how fast I can solve this without having to edit away hours and hours of thinking. Uniquely disposed. Shred all data cubes, but remember, each shredder may only be used once. Anyone who tries to reuse a shredder will be violently destroyed. Easy enough, right? Let's not overthink, that's our downfall, that's always where we die. And now, for that brief period of 2 hours where I shut up and think about how to do this. Ready? Most likely through the power of editing, we will have reached the answer right about now. And there it is. We don't care about optimizing the programs here. That actually didn't take too long. All we care about is solving the programs. Solving the problems, and making the programs work. Now, let me show you what I did. It's very simple, really. The entire row of people. The first step is tell them to pick up what's on their left, which they do. Then they step left, and then they step down one space so that they're on the line right above the shredders. Then the instructions are fairly simple. If below you there is a worker, step right. That means that everyone above this last Miriam over here is going to start stepping right. And then it jumps, and then the instruction tells it to keep repeating that same action unless there are no more workers under you. If there are no more, then the else comes into play, where it says step down. So they'll keep stepping down, and if they reach a shredder right below them, they're going to give it to the shredder and end their business. And as you saw, that's exactly what they did. Fairly simple, fairly easy. No one cares about optimizing here. All we care about is about passing the game and having fun. And I'm not even sure if I'm explaining things properly, but I'm explaining it as simple as I can. Same with the last jump here before I go. The last jump is also just a repeat in the instructions, that way they'll keep stepping down, and they won't just step down once and come to an end, right? That's what the jumps are for. Repetition. It's what a lot of people don't get when they start playing, and even then it's a pretty hard concept to grasp unless you've seen programming. But we try, right? Moving on. Next, content creators bug fix. Oh boy. What's gonna happen now? Also, we've been at this company for 19 years and I love this music. Yeah, okay. Whoops. It appears you were given the wrong command in your previous assignment. Management feels badly about that. Wait. They all died. These aren't the same. Why are you telling them this? Oh, okay. Well, I mean, there are 7 billion of them. I guess they are pretty disposable. Let's not pick up printers anymore. They are heavy. Management has provided a new command for you. Take from. Ooh. You can take from printers. You can also take from other workers. Oh, that's gonna get complicated, I know. Let's all use our new command responsibly. Feeling like dancing with this music, honestly. Okay, each worker must print fresh data cubes and immediately shred them. Simple. The cubes are already there, they're already printed. All you have to do is take them from the shredders, from the printers, and move them one square to the right where the printers... Crap, the shredders are. My bad. Repeat forever. Kind of dystopian there, but okay. You got a new command, take from. Use this command to safely take something from a printer or even other workers. Sorry for the itchy eye. Simple enough for now. Let's say we're simply going to take from the printer below us and... Oh, can you drop in the right direction? No, you cannot. Okay. Ah, but you can give to the shredder on your bottom right. Simple, right? Simple. Again, this one doesn't require much explanation, so let's just play it and see the magic happen. Oh wait, we were supposed to repeat forever. Yes, yes, of course. Because there's more than one thing being printed. Ah, that's kind of cruel, but okay. Hope you don't get too tired, little guys. And let's speed this up. Times 12. Go! Whoa! Oh. Okay. Silly me. Yes, 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 yes. I know. I get it. We are to take from the printers if there is a printer below us. Give to and then take from the printer again. Now, will this work? Let's see. They're gonna take, they're gonna give to. Oh. Okay. Let's see. It may not be that difficult, but it still takes a little bit of planning. So let's scrap this, and when we get the result, I'll probably snap my fingers again, and we'll be right there. And that's it. See? Not much was changed, and it'll still work. Let's even do it slow so you can see the process. You're gonna take the first one, drop it in the shredder, then just repeat the process of taking, dropping, taking, dropping. Simple. Now let's speed this up. Okay, okay. I know we said to repeat forever, but that should be enough. We're not robots. I could disagree, but okay. 4 commands, pretty simple. And, ooh, very nice average. Perfect. Moving on. The next one is the other optional one, before we move on. Where do we want to stop? Don't want this to go on for too long, so let's see. We could stop at the next cutscene, which is up here. Right before phase 2. Oh my god, this was only phase 1. Oof, yeah, we're gonna stop right after the first of the medium difficulty ones, the true big change. All this before, it's nothing. Alright, reverse line. What? These data cubes appear to be backwards. Hey, they made a joke like this in the first game. Very nice. What? Yes, I know what you're thinking. It's not just because I'm looking at them from up here. Yes, please reverse this line of cubes. Oh. Reverse the line of data cubes and place the result back on the floor in the same location between the 2 holes. Okay. This one could be the one that ends me today, because this... You can't, there's no order to them, you just have to do it reversed. Alright. But I think I got it. Okay, enough of my thinking face. When we get the results, you will see it. Let's go. Bonjour! Whoops, I mean, good job! Alright, that was it. As I'm sure you saw, it's a bit of a mess when it's running. Ooh, the average could have been reached, but anyway. But it's fairly simple to take apart, if you will. The objective of the program was to take that line of cubes and basically flip them over so that 44 is at the end, 66 is at the other end, and so on and so forth, right? The way I did that was to have all the people first pick up what was right under them and then start the series of instructions specifically aimed at this little guy over here on the right that looks like me, the one with the 44 under him, that if to the bottom of you there is a hole, you're going to step down, and then you're going to step left. The instructions get a little tricky from here, but the basis of it is this if within the if is that if sorry about that. If to the left of you there's a hole, or if to the left of you there's a data cube, and we use that for the other people, you're going to drop it on the position you're on and stop moving. That's the instruction for Mr. 44 over here, because he is going to step down and then step left, and as you can see, that one jump keeps looping back to the step left, meaning that he's going to keep stepping left until he hits that if where, uh-oh, to the left of me there's a hole, I need to drop it. The next if applies for the entire other row of people, where if to the left of me there is a worker and to the right of me there is a worker, or that's for this little lady at the end, this Muriel there, they're going to step right. What that does is everyone takes one step right while I, or little blue guy over here, steps down, as you could see when it ran. The reason why we put the or for the person on your right and not just leave it for the person on the left is because Muriel doesn't have anyone on her left, meaning that she'll just stay there. She will not move while the others are moving, so we put that right there. And the else here at the end has one last if, which is specifically for Muriel. Because of the way the program is made, when the penultimate guy, Mr. 97, gets to the end, he moves down before the instruction applies for Muriel about the person on the right of her, meaning that she has no one on the right, and if without that else if, she doesn't move again, she just stays stuck there. So that extra if is telling her that, hey, if there's no one on your right, now step diagonally down to your right, which would be the spot where 44 is, and we jump back up to that same drop end instruction where she just drops and ends her programming, because we're programming people, not robots. It sounds like even more of a tongue twister when I say it, but compare what I just said with the way the program runs and the way the people move, and you'll see that it's really not that hard. It's just a matter of organizing the instructions and kind of visualizing it too. I mean, that's pretty much the tough part about programming, but again, I feel like I'm digressing too much. So, let's move on. Okay, big data next. Let's see what big data is all about. All these years, I have evaluated many workers just like you. But they also have... Sorry about that. I'm a human, not a machine. But they have also been evaluating me. And the ratings are in. On a scale from 0, actively hostile, to 99, a flawless specimen of managerial excellence, how do you rate me? Don't answer her. Well, now we know. I'll just print out these evaluations here and we'll see how I did. Workers, please take my evaluation data cube from the printers. But if you pick up a number less than 50, here we go. This is where a bit of math comes into play. Let's just toss it in a shredder and go print another one. Okay. All workers must hold numbers 50 or higher. Yes, I'm doing great. And the data supports it. Sure you are. Okay, pretty simple. Basically, all workers must hold one cube in their hands greater than 50, meaning that of this first row, the first stack, the first person that's going to pick up the 26 shreds it. Same with the second row, that little first person there, he's going to pick up 48, he's going to shred it. But that third person, the little graying, balding dude, is going to pick up the 56 and move aside, because he's fine, right? This ought to be simple enough to program, but as always, let's do this, and then when it's done, I'll show you the solution and explain it if we really need to, because it seems simple enough. And there it is. Yes, the solution appears acceptable. A little messy, a little time-consuming, but simple and it works. Simple but messy, I know. I'm sure having such a highly reviewed manager has been an inspiration to you all. Could have done that better. Oh, but I did a good average 26 seconds. Nice. Okay. Now, a quick explanation of what happened in case you didn't understand. Especially because of that thing on the bottom left where they kept running into each other, which I really didn't find how to fix, but that's okay. The program works, right? Mediocre programming at its best. Okay. The thing is, the first instruction is for them all to take a step down. If below you there's a printer, which is going to happen for that very first line of people, you're going to take the item from the printer and, as the program suggested, or sorry, instructed, if the number is greater than 50, they're going to end. They're going to just move on up out of the way. If not, then they're going to give it to the shredder and then take from the printer again. The problem is that jump at the end of the first if, the biggest if, goes back to step down, meaning that if a person does pick up a number less than 50, they're going to move to the side, but then they're going to have someone to their right blocking their path, making them unable to get items. It is not the most optimal program, but it works, as you can see, because eventually everyone does move out of the way and everyone does get an object in their hands above 50. So it works. And of course, that one little jump in the middle is, if the item isn't a 50, they're just going to keep grabbing until it is. Okay. Let me just check something. Okay, you know what? I know what I said before about going into the, getting to the first of the middle section and the cutscene, but I'm running out of time, so we're going to just do one more. And then we're gonna cut it there for today. Number Royale. Roll, roll, roll! Where will they land? Nobody knows. When you press the play button, the data cubes will each land on a random number. Only the worker with the highest number may remain. Like, sit still? Okay. Oh, what? That's it? Okay. Okay, all workers must pick up the data cube directly in front of them. Only the worker or workers with the highest data cube may remain. All other workers must dive with their cubes into the disposal hole. But how, if it's randomized, how do you decide what the biggest number is? Tip from management: want to compare something you were holding with something your neighbor is holding? Just use your if command to compare my item with whatever tile your neighbor is standing on. Your workers are smart enough to know you want to compare their items. Yes, I know that, but there's no limit to the numbers, right? Highest data cubes. I mean, I guess this means that an odd number of them will leave. Like, say every other number is high, meaning the ones next to those others are just gonna go down, right? It sounds a little weird, but let's see if we can't figure this out quickly enough. Okay, well, this one bested me. This one really did. I've been at this for over an hour. I still can't even get close to finishing it. So, I'm gonna have to leave it here in the middle of a program, I know. Nothing really went out the way I expected it to in this time, but hopefully by next episode we'll have found a way to solve this. When it comes to games like these, I prefer to avoid using walkthroughs. You know, guides and all that. I'm not ashamed to say that for other games I do, but when it comes to games like these, I prefer to go about it with my own merit. Unless it's impossible, but for now it doesn't seem impossible, it just seems really difficult to figure out. So I don't know. But anyway, if you like the video, thumb wrestle with that like button down below, comment and subscribe. But as always, I'm the only me, so you be the only you. See you next time.